Hello everybody, welcome back once again to the Final Fantasy X HD Remaster. So this is it, we're taking down Penance this time. Penance is the most difficult enemy in the entire game, and the setup for it is very, very important. I used 4 characters for taking him down. Titus, Waka, Orin, and Riku. Your 4th, doesn't really matter that much who it specifically is, but for your 3 main characters, I definitely think that you want to go with the characters that can counter. So basically any of the dudes, Waka, Titus, Orin, Kimari will all work. But here's how I'm set up. Break HP limit, auto haste, auto protect, auto regen on all 4 of those characters. You probably don't need all of that on your 4th character because we'll just be swapping that character in to cast a spell on the others. Also, I suppose technically you don't actually even really need that 4th player, but I just used it for convenience sake. Basically, I don't like ripping through all the menus trying to get down to quick hit, and so I'll just swap one character out, use Dispel on whoever I need to, and then swap back in. But, alright, again, so I know I have already said this, but it's very important. Break HP limit, auto haste, auto protect, auto regen. There's apparently other ways to do this as well, but this is just way easier, and, I don't want to deal with reviving my characters in the middle of battle, so, setting yourself up like this, your character should not die if you're doing this correctly. And the problem also is that if a character goes down, it's almost impossible to get back on track. The battle revolves around dealing with the arms. Penance itself isn't really the big threat. It's making sure that the arms always die before they get a turn. If you ever let the arms get a turn, they will start using some pretty nasty stuff, buffs and whatnot, and it becomes almost impossible to actually win, which is a very interesting mechanic if you don't really understand, kind of how it works. So also you don't really want to be, hitting, you don't want to be hitting them, with multi-target attacks. You want to be focusing one down at a time. The only thing I think that I would change here about how I started as well is I should have just finished one arm off immediately. Basically, the arms have independent respawn timers, and what you want to do is get them separated. And again, what I would have done, or rather done instead, was again to take out one. That way, it just immediately gets its respawn timer started, and then start working on the second one, and then take that out, and then because. For the second part of the fight, and the thing that makes Penance actually dangerous is after a certain amount of turns and enough, I suppose it's mostly turns, but it's more regarding its actions. But basically, every time it uses a specific ability or one of its abilities, a timer or a counter ticks up, and once the counters have ticked up enough. It will use the ability called Judgment Day. Judgment Day will destroy you, but the key is it will only use Judgment Day if the counter is up high enough and both arms are alive at the same time. So, again, you want to have the arms on different, spawn timers, and you want to be able to. You really only ever want to see one up at a time. There's a little bit of wiggle room with that, but not a whole lot. And so, again, I think that, had I done my first turn or my first few turns just a little bit differently, I would have focused one arm down immediately. But once the arms are down, then you can get working on Penance itself. It will use this ability called Obliteration for the first part of the fight. Nothing really big here. It'll just do, what was that, around 7k damage. And at this point, once the arms are down, what we really want to do, and maybe I have already missed that, but what you want to do is use Cheer. And that will actually reduce. Yeah, it looks like I already did that because otherwise obliteration would be doing a lot more damage. But using cheer 5 times just reduces the damage of obliteration even farther. And by using that, again, the 5 times, we'll never have to actually heal the characters as long as we do everything correctly. And here, if you noticed, the arms are both up at the same time, which again, now this is dangerous if you notice, or it would be dangerous if this was the second half of the fight. Here, using obliteration right now with both, it got a turn while both arms were up. Now, again, if the counter was set high enough and this was the second part of the fight, I would have just ate a Judgment Day there, and I would have just lost. So again, very important to get the arms on different timers. Now, there's a couple of different ways to be able to do that as well. What you can do is take down one arm very, very quickly, and then hit the second arm 5 times, and then right before it's about to get its turn, then you can finish it off. And here, which is what I'm kind of doing right here. Although I kind of did... oh, yep, there it is. There we go. So that was, again, killed that arm just before it was about to take its turn. Again, it will take... and by the way, always be using quick hit. You don't want to be using regular attack, otherwise this just won't work. Again, hit the arm 5 times and then finish it off right before it's about to take its turn. That way, you just have more time to deal damage to Penance. And at this point now, until the second phase starts, this is actually just really easy, right? We're just going to keep hacking the arms down, as they spawn. We'll just hit it. Usually what I do here is one of them I'll just kill off right away. I think it's is it usually this one? We'll just see here. But once I get the arms kind of separated to a point where I'm happy, right, where they're not ever alive together, then I've got it set up, perfectly, and I'll be quite happy with that. But again, basically this the fight is really, really easy until we get to that second part of the fight. So and at that point I'll just discuss kind of once we actually get there. As far as drops and stuff for Penance here, who cares? If you're to this point, this is it. I mean, there's nothing more difficult to beat in the entire game. So when it comes to gear and whatnot, there's almost nothing to talk about after this. You can get some master spheres and stuff like that from this guy from killing off the arms, but again, same thing. Who cares? I've already gone through at this point and completely maxed everybody's stats out, and so there just really isn't a whole lot to talk about. There, I think I feel like I maybe killed that arm off a little bit earlier than I would have liked as well, but we'll just see here. We'll see when the next one pops up. Basically, actually no, you know what? That looks like that's good because I killed that arm off before the other one had respawned. So actually, now just looking at this, that looks like that's pretty solid. So we're looking like we're in a really good place right now. So all right, we'll just keep at it. I think that there's not much more here, and then we'll get into the second phase. The second phase just gets a little bit more complicated, but really the first part of the fight here is really just set up for the second part. And again, it's really just about getting those arms kind of offset, right? So that they're not, or one isn't respawning as the other one is still alive. So all right, now that's regenerated, and now we'll just start hacking at the arm again. And really, that's the name of the game for this fight, is just arm management. So all right, here's obliteration again. I'm surprised the first part of this fight is taking a little bit long. The Penance has a total of 12 million HP. Also, I should say the reason why I use Titus Waka and Orin is again because they are able to counter. And the second part of the fight, the Penance will start using an ability that we can actually counter. And so it just helps to have 3 characters that are able to counter, and then that way we're just doing a little bit more damage, right? It's a free hit. So again, I definitely recommend using those, actually I should say these 3. Again, Kimari works as well. I just don't think that he works as good as, well, I don't like him as much for one thing. And also, Orin's got first strike, so that gives you a little bit of an advantage over Kimari when the battle first starts, right? You get 1 extra swing, so pretty in my opinion, it's a good idea to start with him. But all right, there's another obliteration. Crack. All right, that arm's down. We got to be coming up really close here on the phase shift into part 2. I think it's 3 million damage, and then he transitions into part 2. At the beginning of the second part of the fight, also, he will have haste. Definitely for a turn. I don't know if that comes off automatically, but I just removed it with Dispel. Again, I actually don't know if that's something that you really need to do, but I just always, automatically do that. But, yeah, boy, yeah, this takes a little bit long. So maybe it's obvious too for how long this video is, but this ended up taking me 47 minutes, I think. So make sure that you're well rested before you start, because it's pretty intense. But all right, so it looks like the arm or this. I guess technically that's the left arm, isn't it? I guess it's the right side of the screen, but the left arm. The arms are responding pretty closely to each other, so I'm not so wild about that. But what I could do here is actually let this one live just a little bit longer to kind of separate them out just a little bit more. But I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, I think it ended up being fine. I don't think they ever overlapped, but we'll see. I guess we'll keep an eye on that. But yeah, as I said here, now I'm letting this arm live a little bit longer. All right, here is where the second phase of the fight starts. They're the bottom part of Penance. I like that it drops off. That looks really cool. But all right, so now that he's in his second phase, as you can see there, he does have haste right now, and so I ended up dispelling this. I don't know though that it really matters, getting rid of it, but I just did it anyway. So yeah, let's just see here. It looks like I'm killing off the arm now. Yeah, I guess I let that live for a couple of turns, longer than. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Oh, that was slick. So again, making sure that the arms aren't both alive at the same time. Very, very, very dangerous stuff there. All right, crack. All right, I had to take a drink there. Here is Immolation. Immolation removes your MP and does a bit of HP as well. And I should have mentioned this earlier in the video. I completely missed it because I was probably blabbing my mouth off. But use a 3 stars on these 3 characters. That will make it so that you don't use any MP, or you don't need to use MP for your skills. And then here what I do is I take out usually the character that has the most HP to bring in Riku so that she can cast Dispel on whoever Penance used Immolation on. The problem is if you let Immolation stay on your characters, they've got, it's Mental Break, I think Armor Break. Let me just see here. Where is this at? Wow, I'm blind here. Is it just Armor and Mental Break? Yeah, it looks like it. Armor and Mental Break. Huh, interesting. Okay. Well, anyways, Armor and Mental Break. And you don't want to take another hit under the Armor Break status because it will one-shot you. And that is not good, because once you get one-shot, it's basically over. Getting back on track after your character has died is not fun. So, again, don't No, don't let that happen. But yeah, so again, basically what I do is I swap Riku in. And the reason, again, that I do that is because, you know, I just don't want to go through all the different menus. And I've got my commands set to remember my cursor location. I've played like that, you know, throughout the entire game. And it's just really nice because then you don't have to be constantly going down to quick hit, you know, and you don't have to, you know, go down to dispel every time with Riku. It just really speeds up this, you know, this whole process. The key, though, again, is to actually bring your character. So, okay, let's just say right now that Orin gets targeted with Immolation again. Really, ideally, we would swap, we swap Wakka out, because if you notice there, Wakka had more HP than Titus, okay? Because obviously we can't swap Orin out because he's the one that we need to remove the armor and mental break, you know, with Dispel. The problem is if you keep using, you know, the character that has the least amount of HP, they lose out on the HP that they would get from regen. And so if you repeat that enough times, they'll start to get really, really low on HP because, you know, they'll eventually get targeted by Immolation. And again, you know, their HP total will gradually get lower and lower. So, again, the important thing is once somebody gets targeted for Immolation, you know, that person needs to stay in battle because, you know, for a couple of reasons. They'll likely have the least amount of HP, but also, you know, you'll need to remove that break status. And so, again, take the character that has the most HP out, and, you know, bring in Riku or whoever your, you know, your Dispel character is. Now, that said, if you, for some reason, get really, really low with one character, like you're getting into the, I don't know, maybe 20k range, maybe don't ever swap out a character and just deal with the inconvenience of going through your menus. You know, if you're starting to get a little bit too low, you know, I would be worried that, you know, taking a character out and losing, you know, some of the HP that they would get from regen, maybe isn't the best, you know, thing to do. So again, you know, if you're getting concerned or you're getting low on, I guess it would probably be, you know, multiple characters. Just keep, you know, all three of these characters in, Dispel with one of these, you know, and just kind of go that route. But that is pretty much going to be it. I'm going to just let this play for the rest of, you know, the video. I'm going to cut the commentary here because there's nothing new at this point. It's just, you know, again, managing the arms and making sure that, you know, you don't have two arms up before the boss takes a turn, because again, that will trigger Judgment Day and you will wipe. You can use, you know, or I should say you could use auto life, but after all of your characters die, that completely is going to mess up, I mean, everything, and the arms will likely get a turn, and again, because both arms will have been up, right, for Judgment Day. And so, you know, it's going to be pretty much impossible to come back from, you know, a Judgment Day. So just make sure that it doesn't happen. But as I said, I am going to cut the commentary here. Hopefully this strategy is useful, or at least, you know, seeing the strategy in play is useful. But as I said, I'm going to cut it here. As always, hope the guide was helpful, and hope you join me for more videos. Thanks for watching.